All right, my friends. Come gather around. Come closer to my table. You there in the far rafters. Come here. Come sit. Listen. As you look into the crystal ball on my table, you see it start to emanate a image. A flat image. From no matter what angle you pass by, it is always flat to your perspective. As everybody comes closer, sit at the table, grab your mead, grab your food. Enjoy the story of our kingdom's quest. Alright, we last left our heroes heading north to find the rest of the Green Dragon's horde, the Green Dragon known as Venom Fang. Our heroes arrived late at night near Thunder Tree to find the kobolds exacting some sort of resurrection ritual to revive him. An interruption of the ceremony led to the last two kobold shamans sacrificing themselves to make up for the lost time of not being ritual. After seeing the kobold souls enter through the purple and white void into the green dragon, the undead dragon rose up and blasted our queen and our tiefling warlock with his poison breath spray, instantly downing both of them. Through some quick teamwork with the Fawn and Max, things seemed grim, but with some quick teamwork and a stunning entrance by Gothix, our assassin, riding in on the back of Zero, we were able to defeat the damn dragon once more. The party now follows their treasure map, which they received from inside the wizard's quarters of Wave Echo Cave, towards the ancient tomb of the Lizard King, just off the other side of Sunder Hill. So we zoom in. Here you see Vinny, Dracovian territory. This is our kingdom's territory. This is Dracovia, the kingdom you are in now, the castle, the keep you see in front of you. We have traveled over 240 miles past our borders to the town of Phandalin. Long story of originally what brought us here, but I don't always recap that every time. Here we have Phandalin. To the north, we go past the Cobalt Caves, which we discovered, into Thunder Tree. This is where the dragon was held up at. Alright guys, if there was anything else, we were basically heading up north towards, it was nighttime, so I take it we should maybe make camp nearby, and then head towards Blue Star right here on the map is what we're heading for. Far away from the... You are with us, Gothic. Where you came in the last second and helped us to dragon. This is where we were last. Resurrected dragon. Yeah. This is where we were last. Thunder Tree. Load in here. Alright guys. So this is where we are at last left off. It is still dark. You see the braziers around you. You look into the sky. It's actually a pretty clear night right now. It is days. That's so. Goth Skull, you land on next to Pro Gamer Guns, Spyra. Here. Basically, we're done scavenging what was left of the dragon. I say we head north, maybe make camp. I wouldn't want to make camp in Thunder Tree. I'd actually prefer to make camp somewhere else. What would you guys like to do? If you don't roll 8, see what you get. I believe it's 5 or 8. Outside the city is wake up that fucking. Okay, you can. Do you want to head that way? Can if you like. Sorry, I just gotta look this up quick. Wait for that. Raped. I know she's not a feminist. All right, so it's your you add it'll be 6 or you roll a d10 pro. Roll a d10 or you take 6 plus your constitution modifier. So you can roll 10 and take your constitution modifier, which is a plus 3. Okay, so it's 6. So 6 plus 3 is 8. All right, pro. A light emanates around you. Feel this energy and grow from centering from inside you. You now have 99 health. All right, very good. I will want to roll 10. Yeah, go ahead. That's fine. Do you want? But remember, if you roll a 1, you take whatever you roll. So be ready for that. Gothix rolled a 1 on his health roll when he did. So now Gothix has only 3 health at level 4. Oh. Reason why Megara rolls is because she's Dragonborn and she gets like extra Constitution stuff. So as you're doing that, we start to head away unless you are going to go see that druid. Okay, so Skullface, you start to jump off of Molly and start to walk towards away from the group. As Max, I run towards you a little bit and I stop you and I'm like, hey, where are you going? Turn to me and you tell me you want to go see where the druid, if the druid is still here. I look to you and I say, well, head off alone. Like, we should go with him. Everybody agrees. You guys want to do. We follow you towards, what is that? We follow you towards following the path, valley a little bit, and we head past the buildings with this. As we get closer, you get up to the door, Skullface. You knock on the door. Give it a couple minutes. No answer. You knock again. You know, boom, 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 boom. It's still pretty quiet. You look around you. The forest is pretty quiet. You hear the crackling of branches. Distance. Only hope that it's your allies. But as you turn around, you see the rest of the group looking at you in envy or awe. What happens next? You get the idea that nobody's answering, and you reach for the door. The door is locked. You want to, if you want, you can try and break through the door. That will require a strength check. Otherwise, the door seems locked, and you hear no noise coming. Dwarves and drunkards. Oh, you got a 5. So 5 plus 2 is 7. So you have 38. 38. Just one less. All right. You use thaumaturgy, so you make a huge noise, Still nothing seems to be coming. There's no noise. You don't hear rustling. Seems quiet. The rest of the group starts getting themselves ready together, trying to come together, maybe come up with the idea of which way we should head. Any ideas? Probably head north. Maybe is about a little past 10 o'clock. Probably go left here and actually go towards the river, or we can head towards the road and go north. Your guys' pick where we go. I asked, should we break in? I look to you and I'm like, well, we could maybe open the, don't bust the, I wouldn't bust the door down. Will you, I ask you if, that means requires busting the door down and breaking it. You look to me and you kind of like nudge the door and you kind of hit it with your shoulder, and without even saying a word, you kind of look to me and I kind of look to you and I kind of drop my head. I'm like, I don't really want to break into this guy's house. If he's not, maybe he's just not home. We don't know. Otherwise, let's get the hell out of here. What do you guys? What does everybody else think? He's talking to the party members. So, what do you guys have to say? This is a discussion, so everybody speak up a little bit. As we stand around figuring things out, you notice while everyone's kind of figuring things out, you look up for a second, just in the last thing, catching the last glimpse of your eye, a shooting star that flies past. In your head, you make a wish. Nobody else noticed. Only Skullface noticed while everyone's busy. As that goes down, Gothics, you also kind of like kick your feet towards the ground. You look around. You remember this place and kind of the familiarity as you look towards the southwest of that one building where the twig blights attacked us. Where? Oh, he was here actually. Okay, I made a wish. I want to sleep near so we can catch him when he comes back. Let's go into a house and take a rest and then travel. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. This sounds like a good idea. Okay, guys, so let's back up a little bit. Everybody make an investigation check. Everybody roll 20 for an investigation check right now. Anything you see on the map where... I know, right? Based off our memory, I'm thinking I walk a little bit away from you guys and I look down the left path, dark as hell. I have my Lightbringer out. Cowgirl has her flames. It is now pretty dark. I kind of grass me or out in the air, and I kind of look down one, and down and look another. Like, I don't really remember where everything is. Find you on the house we fought stuff. Okay, so biggest house we have is far right east. Skullface. It takes you start to head up a little bit towards this direction past me. As I'm looking to my left, you see the camera kind of facing towards my face, and all of a sudden, out of camera view, you kind of come, rush past me, and you start to walk a little bit towards the right. I'm not saying a word. I kind of look to my left, and I kind of follow you as well. For Gamer Guns, you hop on Molly and you start to fly around above, trying to get a bird's eye view. You are coasting around. It's a decently a little bit chillier of a night. Actually, as you're flying, you kind of feel the sting a little bit of the cold air rushing past your face. As you're cruising over the clear sky, the moon emulating lost town of retreat. As you start to fly over, you make another pass around. Skullface, get to about 5 minutes, get past this building, and you remember the as I'm following you, you remember the building where we fought the dragon cultist. Look to the building, and you look that it's mostly intact, and you come up to the building and you check the door. It kind of gives you a little trouble. It's not locked, or it's locked, but you hit it with your shoulder, and the door was just kind of lightly jammed. It wasn't trained. As you look in, you see kind of what leftover materials, some old bunks, put down fire, some blood on the walls from the past fight. You step out of the building. As I'm just crawling through the second building, and you whistle. That whistle, Pro Gamer Gun sees you're down there, and I kind of wave up to Pro as we fly around, as you fly above, and you take that cue, fly back to the rest of the kind of spreading around, looking for somewhere to sleep down. Fly past. As you fly over, you see Megra on the ground. Whistle to her as well. Those skull or Gothics with hearing are hearing follow you back. You kind of cruise lightly, kind of keep spread, take gusts of wind, and give them time to follow you through. You land not too far. By the time you get there, Skull, go ahead and roll a nature check, my friend. Start to try to light the fire and have us spend the night. Use here to make a spark. I forget you have precipitation. Not even when I start to walk through the hallway, I see you've already gathered up the trees and everything, and with a spark of your finger, you use prestidigitation, and you start us up a... Okay, guys. Who will be taking first watch, second, and third, and fourth watch? All gather around. Fire crack through the roof. Actually lets out a little bit of the smoke. Fire is low. Set up our bedrolls. The animals still outside. Buddy taking watch third and side as. Hubby horse. Hubby fat horse. Yeah. Like take second watch or sunrise, full thing. You can do an investigation check. Like, all right, guys. On. All right. First, second. I'll take second. I'll have Megara take, or I'll take first. Oh, Silver. Oops. Silver is not here. He died. He disappeared. Silver actually follows you side, next to you. As Silver walks in, Molly sees Silver in and kind of like almost follows. She looks, and Zero is kind of just foliage nearby. He looks up at Molly. Molly looks to him, and Silver kind of just that expression, goes back to eating. Molly kind of squeezes her butt in, and we are all kind of focused around the fire eating our rations, and kind of hear the door kind of get crushed as Molly kind of pushes her way in, and she kind of sits right here in the middle of the hallway. Very big dog, very small hallway, a house, a lot of the tables and other little minor destroyed furniture that they left behind by the dragon cultists get crushed and pushed away. Okay, so let me. My dice roller still isn't gonna get here for a long time. 2. Okay. So first watch. After we're done eating, I head out. Everybody starts to go to bed. Kind of perimeter. I kind of take my light off of my light bringer. I'm actually wandering around, pretty dark. I feel like I'm trying to practice my dark vision, so I kind of like, without trying to bump into trees. The horses start to fall asleep. Well, but nothing happens on my first watch. I head back in. I head to Gothix, and I shake Gothix up. Gothix sleeping in his very stiff kind of form, as he always does, with his hat over, kind of just like this, Tips his hat up, and I shake him up, and see him smile with a little gleam of his white teeth against the fire. You're up, my buddy. Like, all right, my lord. And he, with even a light poof and a misty step, he actually poofs on the other side, near Molly. Molly kind of blocking the door. I having to kind of slight crawl on the side. He sees this, and he's like, oh, hell that, I'm not gonna frickin', shimmy across the wall. He poofs into here and poofs out the door. His misty step and his legendary armor, Shadowfell armor, Santa. Got us in this fight that felt house. The night goes on, Gothix. You look up into the sky. A couple more clouds start to peek. Moonlight actually disappears. It was a clearer night, but as the time goes on, you start to see, and the breeze gets even a little colder right now. And walk around the perimeter, nothing happens. You go to get Crow as well, and let's see here. So who is taking? Okay, fourth. All right, so third will be Megara. So you get in, and Megara is sleeping kind of one arm on Max. Gothics, you come back and Misty step over into your spot, and you kind of, Silver kind of lean, nuzzling towards Skull as Skull is kind of sleeping there, and you see him sucking his thumb, holding on to his plush pillow as soft as his get. You kind of shake him up. He kind of eyes open and looks to you, and he looks around, does his stretch, and Skull face or Silver also sits up and does one of those dog wolf. As you get to the door, you notice that you exactly aren't going to be able to get across as well, and you grab. I will allow this, or for are you you misty step over to the other side, and Silver kind of just hops on and narrowly hits, like, how the dogs curl and their feet are like this. He kind of walks where her feet are to avoid her step, and he gets across. Go ahead and make a dexterity stealth check for Silver as you poof out. You poof out. I appreciate that. I do need. Wink doink. More, but otherwise, let's see here. I just want to see that. Roll the 3 as Silver walks over. He missteps and he steps on one of the paws, and he wakes up Molly. Molly wakes up and she kind of looks a little bit and kind of adjusts, and you kind of hear the shuffling of the wood and a couple of materials that can side. But otherwise, you guys head out. You see Zero actually passed out, along crawled out, very long legs that reach. You walk around the perimeter. You look a little more towards the south. It's a little more cloudy this morning. And you look towards the south, or towards the southwest, towards the Thunderhill mountain range, right? And past of the shadow of the you see the sun, or you see the sky becoming more purple and red and definite, and another beautiful sunrise happens. A little more clouds in the sky, but also that helps the reflection. About 2 or 3 birds fly just over the mountaintop, a little more closer to you. They are small, but as just the end of your watch starts to happen, the sun peers over these mountains, and another beautiful started. After everybody packs up, everybody gets their stuff together, you wake up everybody, we head out. It takes us we have our horses, we get through the forest. All right, so we're heading north, right? We're walking down the trail, the Hillboard Trail. All right, so on horseback, we get to about 40 miles. It takes us another day, at least. Well, with the horses, it takes us about 60 miles. I'm going to say that we start to get tired. We're just a little bit far. We see a sign in front of us as we're driving. It's starting to get nighttime. Throughout the day we've been walking. We've been seeing lots of different little pathways leading into the forest towards the Thunderhill Mountains. As we get closer to the takes us the better part of the whole day. We start to get tired. We can push through a level of exhaustion, and we see we're about to make camp, and we're about to decide to go off trail and maybe hide off trail and to make another campsite. But before we do that, we happen to see a sign pointing to or saying tavern ahead, the Wandering Frog. About another, what, 20 miles is that? Be here. We can push ourselves past the level of exhaustion, but then we'll have to make rest at the Wandering Frog. Does that sound like something you guys want to do? I would like to say that. About another 14 miles. Not too bad. We can push that level of exhaustion. The horses will definitely need fed and rested too. We'll have to leave a little more later in the, or like 9 or 10 o'clock. Horses have a full rest. I would like a bath. Okay. As people get up, me and Silver go to the druid's hut. Oh, see, I can't see the chat when I'm clicking everything, but sorry about that. You can try and check him on the way back if you. Yeah, there's no way for me to like click the map and do things in the map with that at this time. I really want that druid. I can do something quick though if you like. Before we start to head out, as everybody's starting to get up and pack up their camping supplies, hence here you and Silver walk over to the hut. As you get to the hut, about another 10 minutes to get to the hut. It's still morning time. You get to the door and you knock on the door again. Again, same thing. You're nothing. You're no disturbing, no noise, no nothing. You give it about a minute or two and you're still at the same situation you were at last night. Door's locked, you hear no noise. What would you like to do? Otherwise, I will force forward to where we are. I don't want to have everybody wait on you figuring out the door situation. So I will have us still be going north towards here. One person. This fucker left us. Yeah, you want to search the house. Okay. So, Pro, you see Skull sneak off with Silver, and you wake up, and as everyone's packing, you notice that you look out the door that Molly's still. You walk up to Molly and you're like, "You're still in here, huh?" And you try to help her out, and she actually can't turn around. She actually starts to have some trouble, and she's kind of looking, and she's kind of pushing. The wood chair that was next to her is completely destroyed and put to pieces. As she backs up, you kind of try to lead her into this corner, as dogs don't like to back up, neither do horses. And so you kind of lead her in out the door, and she slips out the rest of the door. Some of her feathers of her wings come out onto the floor as she kind of, shimmies her way out of the door. As go ahead and make a dexterity check for Molly, Skullface, or Spyro. I go break the fucking window. Okay, go ahead and make a strength check for me there, Skull. Go ahead and roll 20. As you move around to the other door, you see a window. All the windows are boarded. You have a window down here to the south, a window up here to the north, and a window up here top part. Which window would you like picking up? Really matters. Alright, so Pro rolled a 10. Alright, just barely she fits through with her plus 2 dex. She shimmies through, no injuries. The door is very loose now. You hop on Molly and you go to head toward. As you fly, it's a little more daylight. You kind of see around again, a clear sight. You've flown around this city a couple of times, and it's starting to be looking very familiar to you. You're starting to know exactly where you need to go when you need to go. It takes you less than 5 minutes to get to here. Skullface, as you're looking through the window, you hear as Molly lands with Pro Gamer Guns on her back. Pro Gamer Guns, you see Skullface looking into the window, his tail kind of swishing, a annoyed curiosity as he's ready to break this window. You ask, "What are you doing?" And Skullface, without even answering you, as he's in the middle of thought, he breaks through the window. You bust the window, Skull. You kind of use your axe to bust the window, and you see inside nothing left over. A table. You remember the similarities of what was left inside here. The bed more towards you, the table to the bottom right, his old campfire. But you see that he's not in here anymore. It seems that he's gone. He has a while. You can enter in. Go ahead and make an investigation check. I gotta open this. Give me a sec. It's already open. Gold rolls a fucking crit on a investigation check. Yeah. Everything.
See the molecule.
Molecules. Okay, so Skull, you go in, you see the old table where you were reading all the stuff that the druid had. You remember with your keen mind, what the fuck was that book that I had you write down? Oh yeah, the history of, fuck, the history of fuck. And, but you see on the table, a note, with underneath a weight of a rock. You see that the wording is druidic. And you do not speak Druidic. You remember the note that was in Druidic, and you remember the words, but just because you don't know the language, it's like trying to remember what Japanese looks like. You know, when you don't know how to speak Japanese, you can remember most of the symbols. You have a keen mind, so you remember the symbols exactly, but you do not know how to read it. The note seems like it was written recently, but you do not know what the note says, and it is in Druidic. Pro Gamer Guns follows you in. She looks around. Pro Gamer Guns, go ahead and roll your D4 for your lucky Kobold's Tooth. You pick it up. Sounds good. Write that down. Critic note left by Rydoth Greywind. Greybeard. Alright. Rydoth Greybeard. Greywind is the chick in Vandalin. Pro Gamer Guns tried to rob. Okay, guys. Is that all you guys want to do? Is there anything else you'd like to do before we head out of here? Pro, roll your Kobold's lucky tooth. 1d4. Search the house we slept in. That's the house I was. Okay, so just say that. I want to search the house we're sleeping in, not I want to search the house because I don't know which house. But you're already here, so too fucking late. There's nothing in the house. You guys searched the house when you guys searched it last time. When we were here last time. There are some things you guys did find. Blue, I believe, has a potion of flying that he found. And a couple other little things that you guys found around. I'm not exactly sure what you guys finding, but you guys searched the hell out of that house last time we were here. So there is nothing in that house to search anyway. At with axe to break the boards. Oh. I would like a bath. I want to see a house. I thought you were talking about Skull's house. Well, you know what, Gothics? Go ahead and make an investigation check. Roll a 14. Gothics, it takes you about 20 minutes. You start walking a little more south. You're on 0. And you pass by this building and you notice that we haven't been inside this building yet. Go ahead and make a strength check. Roll 20. You come up to the door. You notice it is locked. Anything you guys want to do, Skullface and Pro, otherwise, as we ride, I ask Pyros to write down a... Want to search the house. Okay, so you want to go and ask Pyro if she'll translate the letter for you. That's fine. You hop out the window. Pro, you follow him as well. Skullface and Silver walk the path. You follow, walking back of Pro. As you guys get closer, you see Skullface, or you see Gothics, looking in, or grabbing a hold of one of the doors in nearby buildings, and jamming into it, or trying to attempt to break it open. Rolled a 6. 6 plus your strength check. 6, 7, 8. Athletics. 5, 7, 8, 9, 11. Okay. As you get to the door, Gothics, you hit it once, you kind of feel a tense on your shoulder. You hit it again, and the door busts open. You guys see Gothics kind of slip past the corner of this door. As you go into the room, Gothics, you see what looks to be an old abandoned smithy, an old abandoned blacksmith's house, or his shop. You see a destroyed table. Two of the legs still standing, the other one broken on its side. You see some hammers and some various tools. Very dusty, a little bit of cobwebs, but you do not see anything like that. With that, Max and Megara come out of our campsite. We clean up what we can. Pick up all the rest of our bedrolls. We grab Max and Cowgirl start to grab the rest of the horses with us. You guys meet up back with us. Gothics, if it do, we guess we keep heading out. Sorry, but it was an old smithy, though. Wise, we have the free go. Okay.
have an
All right. If we're translate. Okay, yeah. So as we're going, Megara, you see Skullface walk up to you holding a paper. As we're walking down the trail, like he starts to tell you that um that he found a note in Rydoth's old house, that we did not find him, that but there was this note left for us, and it is in Druidic. Um, Megara. Aloud in common. Okay. The letter says to you, and you hear the voice of Rydoth. To anybody who finds this place is dangerous. I have left many signs for people not to wander near me. But this is my final warning to you. This land has been taken over by kobolds, dragons alike. If the dragon has not found you already, then I fear the worst. Then you are safe, and you must turn tail, return to the safest haven. I was sent here to protect and watch over the area and to send intel, and I have gathered that the long lost city of Thunder Tree is best left to the creatures that inhabit it. Humans and sentient creatures alike dare not make hearth in this area. Signed, written but not preached. Signed, Sir Rydoth Greybeard. Hey, Blue, coming with us, man? We're about to be heading out. I had a idea for if anybody did hop in, how they show up. But basically the letter entails that he was sent here by his organization he is with, and to send intel about the dragon and the kobold's whereabouts. It seems he has returned to his leaders to tell them about the dragon rising. But what he doesn't know is that we actually killed the damn dragon, and actually the whole a whole ritual was cast. So I mean, he missed that whole thing, but seems to have all gone somewhere safer, report back to superiors about what he had found. Treasure, shall we go after it? Oh, to go find him. Okay, write that down. There for you actually something that you want to write down. The organization he's with was called the Emerald Enclave. Okay. If you remember, go ahead and make a history check on that while we're heading towards. But as we are walking, you make that mental note. You can make that history check. It takes us a little over another day, and we push past the first level of exhaustion. Saw the sign saying we were within 20 miles of the Wandering Frog, in ahead of us. So, it is now about good 10 o'clock at night, 10:30. You guys see heading through the forest. It's pretty dark. Can't really see past much besides the light that we made towards the outside of the forest. You catch every once in a while everybody, the gradual animal or creature with its glowing eyes reflecting against our light. As everyone's starting to get tired, some of the horses are starting to pant a little louder. The sign giving us hope that inn is within grasp. It almost seems like we have been walking to. It almost seems like the sign was wrong in a way, that it almost feels like more like 30 miles. whoever measured this distance to remeasure it and redo this sign, as Skullface kind of mutters in hellish, in infernal under his breath. As you almost give up hope and you almost lose most of your energy, you finally see the light cracking through the forest. You see, you almost start to hear talking, kind of hear music as you get closer to the cavern. You come up to see a decent sized building. You see a garden just outside. This inn is a large building. It has half-timbered walls with a small walled yard and garden. Like this place could almost accommodate a couple of rooms. You get closer, you guys push the door open. The door creaks open, and it slightly. Actually seems to be quite a few patrons for such a late night. Second, I need to pull up. All right. As you go in, you see a female, a human in late 30s to early 30s. The first thing you notice about this lady at the inn, she has some really radiant red lips. That first detail you notice of her, with a whiter complexion and light brown hair. She sees you guys enter and she goes, "Hi, welcome. Come sit. As long as you be giving us no trouble, you're welcome here. Welcome to the Wandering Frog." And you guys look about you. You see a couple of patrons. For being about only 10 p.m. at night, it seems like a small village is nearby. When you were entering into the Wandering Frog, you noticed some houses, a couple of little settlement to the left. See around you a couple of patrons. See a male dwarf, looks to be maybe a cleric, in one of the corners. Also see a lizard folk. His skin dark, his scales black with a light purple trim around them. Skullface, you notice also a red tiefling in the corner with white hair and white eyes, sipping across the drink. But then you also notice two other men, a halfling and a human. One of them gray with blonde hair and green eyes, as they sit there talking and laughing. We walk up. Let me. The horses. The horses away. You see me walk past you guys. I walk towards the bartender. I ask for a menu and if there's any rooms available. She looks to me and she goes, "Aye, we have a couple. How many you got with you?" And I look to my behind me. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 of us today. And she goes, "Aye, that'll run you about 3 gold apiece." I look to her and I'm like, "I'll pay for. But do you guys have baths at all?" She goes, "Aye, we do. Would you like me to get one for you?" And I look to Megara, and she walks up behind me as I'm asking this question. Gothics, you find a seat. Where would you like to sit? Skullface, you guys find yourself walking down a little stairs. Its stairs kind of hold higher. You're able to see across into the whole side of the bar. You see a man to the left in the corner with the little halfling fire as well. Silver waiting a little more closer towards the doors, looking at the window, as he kind of stands with his paws, kind of trying to get a view inside. I'll Skull and see if he wants me to put Silver in the bag. That's a good idea, yep. Megara walks over to you, Skull, and asks you, do you want to put... Or you nod. She nods to you as she looks towards you, towards the door. But are you asking then, as you nod, to try and give Skullface a what's it called? A without words nod, so he maybe you know, get get Silver in here without the bartender noticing. He actually walks up and asks the bartender, and she looks to you and she goes, "Oh, well, if it's a small animal, that's maybe. What kind of animal is it?" Silver or Skullface looks to her and he goes, "A direwolf." And she kind of, you see her kind of take a step back and kind of, you know, swallow, and she goes, those are quite big. It doesn't look like she's going for it. I look around. I see a table directly behind us that no one's sitting at, and I go to sit at that one. I pay the lady too. Times 4, 1, 4, 5 of us. Sorry, 5 of us. 5 times. Yeah, we just came into some gold because of the wagon. Minus. He's a wolf, not a dire wolf. He's a wolf. Yeah, he's a wolf. Sorry, but either way, she's not having it. The animal coming inside to the inn. Just watching Game of Thrones. It's my fault. We're watching too much Game of Damn Thrones. Let's see here. So Gothics, as you come in, let's see here. So there is the, if you go, here's the menu of the menu. And if you like, you can buy some food. What's up, Jaden? I say okay and tell everyone I'll be back as I call Silver over to pack up and put my tent for. Okay, sounds good. Cool. You walk out. You're a little sad that she's not going for it. You know, second tavern you've been to where, you know, they're not gonna let animals in. You know, and that's you. You were hoping maybe for a little leeway. But you come out and you go over to Silver and where would you like to make the tent? You notice a drink on the menu. Catches your eye. Roaring Eagle's Ale. You see one of the two halflings, the halfling talking to the human. You see this strong heavy. They see this red maroon type drink, a strong heavy ale, looking, or a very frothy but dark red color looking. That's what I was. I look at looking at the menu, and I look around to see if there's any actually maidens that would actually come by. It doesn't seem like there is, so I gather to go and actually ask bartender myself. She says it'll be a couple of minutes, but I pay her the 3 gold for the stewed pork and cheese. Pork. Anybody else want some food? It'll heal you basically to full health. Otherwise, you can eat your rations and whatnot. Oh, the 19 from a history check. Okay, so and it was the Emerald Enclave, right? The Emerald Enclave is basically an organization of nature heavy type of people, druids especially. They protect their ideal is protecting the natural order of things. If a character basically, so because the dragon naturally, you know, or the creatures of that area, like before, like the twig blights and stuff, he was trying to keep that in order, but the dragon is an abnatural order, and the dragon was a threat to the area, so he most likely left to go tell his superiors that he needs help at killing the dragon. He is not aware that we actually took care of it ourselves, and that we were too scared to fight it in the first place, and we made a contract with it. He probably wasn't too happy that we did that either, and left himself. But basically, it's a type of organization that likes to protect the natural order and course of life. But if I can put it in his jar and save it for later. So it is a bag, the bag of holding, or bag of colding, is that, or unless you were talking about like a jar from his alchemical stuff. But Megara, you head up to your room as packing, or at least changing and stuff like that. The maiden comes up, the bartender, female bartender, has up to you, and she kind of knocks on the side of the door and tells you that bath is ready. Everybody else, my meal is brought to me. I eat my meal. Gothics, are you anything? Fed not too long ago. Gamer guns, I take it you stay with us. Skull, you build your tent for silver. I'm gonna put some soft cheese. Or that'll be. You go up to the bartender and you ask for the stewed goose and soft cheese. That'll be 4 gold. Minus 4 gold off your bag. Walk back in after I set up my tent, then I sit at the bar, and what gets, I'll ask her to get me whatever she best. She looks to you, and she goes the braised oxen. As she looks to you, and she goes, well, the braised oxen is something that I put together. I hope you like it. And she goes, it's the cheapest thing on the menu, but it's probably the tastiest. heads back in. You give her the 2 gold. Go ahead and minus the 2 gold off of the tent. As you're sitting down, I ask you, Skull, like pull out that map one more time that's leading us on this hunt. Over. Okay. Animals by. They all kind of lay down with each other and kind of like each other. Crossbow. It's not a crossbow. It's a regular long. I look to as you see me eating pro, and we're all kind of dining, having a good time. A couple of the patrons leave, kind of out. Another one enters in. This time, an old man. He looks a little more drunk, worse for wears. His square jaw leading to a very stubbly, patchy kind of beard. He's got light brownish hair as well. I look to Pro and I'm like, I can just, I'll give it to you. It would cost probably like 2-3 gold. If you want to give me 3 gold for it, I'll take it. Won't say no. Charge you another, 2 pieces for all the arrows that I bought. Oh, wait a minute. I start thinking as I'm eating this food, I'm like, how much did I spend on those arrows? About a good 20. Like make that about 15. And oh, you got yourself a deal for those acid arrows too. Okay. After that, basically I turn to you, Skull, and I'm like, so what exactly are we heading for? Where are we going? You remember that treasure map basically leads you to the side of mountain ring. Go ahead and ask a question. And yes, through checks and stuff. Yeah. Yes, but yes, you can. I mean, you can on like at home and stuff too. Like if you don't want to like risk it breaking, but in the field, it's like there's riskier. But like at home, you can do it, and it just takes time.
Saying, like,
no, bro.
For, like, this.
Take my bow off. Okay, yes. Okay, well, good doing business with you. As we're eating there together, I wait back in instead of my tent. Thanks. I pull it out and I start to whisper my plan. Okay, so what is your plan there, Goth Skull? What is your plan? I basically was thinking map leads us, just like the Wave Echo Cave did, it leads us to area of it. It is called the Tomb of the Lizard King. You do notice a lizard being in one of the corners, kind of by himself, drinking what looks to be that red Roaring Eagle's ale. I look to the lady and I ask, I go over to the bartender, or I kind of yell across, we're sitting there, and I kind of say it a little louder because I'm feeling really happy and confident. I ask her, what is this Roaring Eagle's ale? And she looks to me and she goes, it's made from the bloodroot trees that grow in this area. My father and his brothers harvest a lot of it and like to make it, and we sell it in this bar. And I look to her, I'm like, is it any good? And she goes, well, only the strongest can handle it, as she laughs. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'll take one, and she smiles and she she grabs the tap and pour out the beer, and it comes out with she comes over and she puts the beer down, and she actually stands there and looks at me, and you guys both kind of, as you're eating, and Gothic's skull, you kind of hinder on talking about the plan right now, as she kind of stands there for a second, and I'm looking at the beer, this big glass mug with ridged scarlet edges and a couple of chips in the glass. I bring up the frothy red liquid to my lips, and I die. No. Let's see here. No one knows why it is red in color, possibly because of a reaction of the water that is used in the brewing process, as she kind of explains it a little more to us. Or because their barrels use the wood made from the bloodroot trees, which grow special in this region. Also where the roaring eagle is, you see them flying around. Skullface, that's probably what you saw that morning. So, D12. Okay, I take the drink, and I make a DC 12 Constitution check. Roll 20. I rolled a 16. Yeah. Okay. When do you think you gain? Wow. As I sit there and I drink, I take a second. I'm like, ooh, that's some spicy shit. You kind of see me burp, almost what seems fire out of my mouth as the two of you look on. Skullface, you're intriguing with alcoholic beverages. I burp a little bit, and I because I saved, I now gain fire resistance for let's see here. I gain fire resistance for 16 hours. Yeah. Resistance. So you take half fire damage. Fire resist. I look to everybody. You guys look at me in curiosity as I kind of like, does anybody else want to try some? It's pretty damn good. Anybody else want to buy some of this Red Eagle's Ale? I speak out my plan where Pro and Max go first and Pro me second and Gothic's in the back. As L fails Gothic's, you drag us out. Okay, I like that. I like that idea. Pro and Max go first and me second and Gothic, or you and Cowgirl second, Pyro and second. I like that. I'm not 100% sure that alone is a good plan, but I'd be okay with. Well, not alone, but you're behind. You're behind. You guys and go buy 1 cider and 2 Roaring Eagle ales. All right, Skullface. You call to her and you walk up as she sits there at the table and she's like, "Can I help you?" And you see her cleaning a barrel. I mean, cleaning a glass. You buy 2 ciders that will be tankard, so that'll be 2 gold, so 4 gold. Make that 8 gold, and you know what? She'll knock off a little bit. She goes, "Go ahead and give me 7 gold. Call it even." One cider, sorry. So make that 6 gold. Or 5. Goat cheese to Skullface and ask him to put it in his bag of holding. All right, so go ahead and write that down, Pro or Skull. You guys got a little bit of cheese. Probably saving some of the cheese later. You got a bag of cheese or soft cheese in your bag of holding. Bag of holding. Music has changed. One more. Oh, that's why. It's sad epic. Oh, wow, it changed. Okay. Well, with that, okay. Skullface, go ahead and roll a DC 20 or a roll 20, a DC 12 Constitution saving throw. As you see Skullface back with the tankard of cider and red ales. Bring back, you see, put them on the table. Gothic's, Max still eating pasta 52. Megra is taking her bath, feeling better. I kind of itch a little bit. I'm like, you know what? I should probably take a bath too. And I get up for a second. I walk over to lady, tell her that I'd also bath. She kind of goes into the back. Then you see a bigger gentleman actually walk out from the back when it exits. Okay. Now, if there's anything else you guys would like to do, I put one of the Eagle's ales in a bottle for later, and I take my cider and walk over to the Eagle's ale, sit next to the lizard person. You know what? That's a good idea, Skull. I actually do the same thing. I have my alchemist kit. I go up to her and I buy another Red Eagle's ale, so there'll be another 4, and I actually pour it into a bottle as well. I like that idea. That was very smart. Very good idea. Following your lead, I see what you're doing. You see me kind of standing there as you pull out one of your beakers and your jars and you pour it into there. And I'm like, I'm like, okay. And I go up to her and I buy another one and I come back to the table and I kind of like, you see me kind of from your view, Gothix, you see Max kind of hide the fact that he's kind of taking some of this ale home with him. And I put it and I'm like, hey, Skull, can you hold this bottle of ale, Red Eagle's ale for me? Your bag of colding. Awesome. Oh, would you like bottle 2? Like this. You have a couple of beakers as an alchemist kit. You get a couple and then you can like refill down. I haven't really messed with them. In fact, you know what? I look around and I'm like, you know what? And so I get up again, and this lady's, she's kind of, she's not doing much, but she's kind of sitting there, and this time she's kind of one hand. I walk up to her and I'm like, I'll take the other one. And she smiles and she goes, you guys can certainly put them away. For days and boy. Okay, I put one of them cider. Eagles in a bottle later. I take my cider and walk over to the eagle and sit next to the offer him. All right, the lizard person is sitting over here, on the far corner. As I'm sitting here, see here, you walk over, and you see Gothix. You see Skullface kind of walk a little bit over. He brings a tankard of ale, and you sit next to. The man you see sits in front of you, kind of looks up to you, and he seems gruff, but he doesn't seem like he's pushing you away. He looks to you. Can I help you with, stranger? And you push the tankard of ale over to him as well. This man is a lizard folk. You see a couple of scars on the side of his cheek. You see him wearing heavy plate mail armor. You definitely can tell he's a lizard folk. You haven't seen a lizard folk in person, but definitely resembles like a more bigger kobold. Basically, you kind of remember that the cobalt lizard type, but he's taller. Instead, he has black scales with on the edge of his scales towards the tips and the outlining of his scales. He purple, a very light purple color. You also notice the male dwarf that sits in the other side of the building kind of watch you walk over towards the lizard folk, and the female tiefling in the bottom far right corner also keeps an eye on you while you know she follow you. The three of us sit there having our drinks and our food. If there's anything else to do, assuming there was a long loading screen, that's okay. See in front of you Max pouring a bottle of the Red Eagle's ale. This drink has some quality and effects. If you like, I offer to buy you a bottle, or not a bottle, but a mug of this Roaring Eagle's ale, if you like. I look over to Pro, and I'm like, would you like one as well? Would you guys like a drink on the house? We did really good today. I think you guys had a good fight. I kind of starting to get a little tipsy. Drink. My food is filled in my belly. I have asked for a bath. I'm about to turn in. I'd like maybe another shot or two. I say we drink, my friends. Let's fucking drink. I don't know what the hell Skullface is doing over there talking to strangers, but let's have another fucking drink, huh? Skullface says to the lizard, I just figured I've never met a lizard folk before, so I figured I will offer you a drink and the opportunity to make a friend. As I laugh a little, the man, the lizard, kind of, you hear him kind of smile and lizard folk, yeah, we've been all but wiped out ourselves. I see some kin around my tribe has a certain distinction, and he kind of flexes a little bit, and you see his scales kind of push out a little. I'm a fighter. He goes, I'm a mercenary myself. My name is Larcrow Misk. Nice to meet your acquaintance. As his teeth, as his tongue every once in a while kind of pierces out from the center of his razor sharp teeth. Yeah, he introduces himself as Larcrow Misk. Seems to be wearing some heavy armor. Enjoys his food and his ale. You catch that he says he is mercenary. You see the giant axe pivoted on one side, very intricate design, middle. Yeah. Here you go, I'll, a little bit for you. This is what he looks like. Yeah, that's what his great axe looks like. Very intricate design. Very heavy plate mail armor. Let's say Harmony. Nice to meet you, Larcow. If you want to spell it out, it is Larkow. Larcow. Larcow Misk. Last name Misk. Back. He takes your cider, and he actually drinks it down. He has a little bit of bread left on his table, and he takes it. He looks to you, Skullface, and he goes, "So, you've never really seen a warlock before, or a lizard folk before. I haven't seen very many tieflings, especially a purple one." What brings you out to these parts, my friend? Rest of us, Pro, are you drinking with me? Joel, you drinking me? Are we gonna go any dungeons? That's trying to get me drunk. Yes. No, we're actually gonna sleep. I'm down to take a drink. We're trying to go to the dungeon. Yes, I'd say, that's the plan tonight. That is the plan. But we're just kind of having a little banter in the tavern, stuff like that. Those things that always slow us down before we get into anything. I promise it's worth it, though. I've done a lot of planning. There's a long list I missed. Okay. I'll try it with a quirky smile. All right, Gothics. I get up. Pro, are you going to be drinking as well? Come drink with me at least once. Try this stuff out. This drink is tasted before. I go over to the lady. She comes, and I pay another 8 coin to buy my 2 friends. I have now spent 16 gold on this fucking Red Eagle's ale. Okay. So, both of you go roll 20. And you both roll Constitution saving throws, roll 20. And as I bring over the 2 drinks, you see me down, and I push them towards you, and I'm like, drink. Gothics rolled a 7 plus of 1. Oh boy. Gothics, you feel a rumbling in your belly as you burp. A small flame comes out your mouth. Good burn, poor Gothic. You roll a 1d6. You failed your Constitution check. You take 1d6 fire damage. You are not resistant to fire. At least a mug must be drank. Yep. So you take 1d6 fire damage. Go ahead and roll 1d6. As the belly kind of erupts and you feel a volcano. Pro Gamer Gun. How does Gothics have 31 out of 23 health? He is wearing my what's it called? He was actually, he's not doing it now. The Lightning King's heavy armor thing that I add to everybody. Part of my ability of my battle master fighter. Okay. Basically, whatever. I don't hate. My lord and I team are going to go find something I found out about. A spicy beverage. You take 1 damage of health, Gothics. 2. As you feel the burning sensation in your basically it either gives you fire resistance or it gives you. So, Skullface, as you're talking to the lizard, to Larkow, he looks to you and he goes, "Your lord, huh?" He looks over to the table. He goes, "Is it that pale one with the big hat?" And you look and you're like, no, it's the short one with the blue armor. And he goes, "That man looks really small. How is he your leader?" And he looks to you, and you look to him. He basically starts to talk about that he's a mercenary. Looks to you and he goes, "Well, for a fair price, I can go with you guys. It seems that your lord, as you call it, is accepting of different types of mercenary. Pretty strong man, but I also got some brains to boot with it. Want to pay me to come with you guys? I might be able to be sort of a guide in this area. See, my family has lived here for many generations, and when these lands were warm, they were for once warm, but now they are cold. the climate has changed and a lot of my people have left. I, however, decided to stick around and make some money for myself. As you probably can tell, there's lots of threats in this world. Yeah, it's like, we know. I ask him, how much would you like? He looks to you. I'd say about 80 gold a day. 80 gold a day, and you have yourself a muscle for hire. Basically, you're the only one that hears this conversation. The rest of us, we start to get a little louder as you hear Gothics kind of go, Pah! And I go, hey, and we're starting to make a little more noise in the corner because we're drunk. Pro, are you taking a drink or not? As I push the drink towards you, I'm like, take a sip. Drink, 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 drink. Go ahead and roll 20, Pro. Huh? Maybe her character hates. Okay. So, after drinking for a little bit, I put the drink between my and yell, I got shots, shots, shots. Make an acrobatics check. Go ahead and roll that Constitution saving throw. Go ahead and roll that 20. And then we will see how you do. I go grab my map and ask him, how about I give you half of my share of what we get for looking for a place to go if you ever find yourself out without 1 and 8 down payment. That one. Okay, go ahead and make a persuasion check, Skull. Make it with advantage. Go grab my map. Okay. That I say to the mercenary, height is no match for strength. Tenacity, ferocity, and compassion is our lightning wielder's king. You hear this from pretty far. You gotta remember, Gothics, you're pretty far, and I'd say with your vampire hearing that you catch this conversation at all. And you yell this out, and you see Skullface as you're saying this. All of a sudden, you're kind of interrupted all of a sudden by the drunk group behind you as Gothics kind of yells out, "Oh, King's great!" and blah, and the lizard folk kind of looks up, and he doesn't make a facial expression. He keeps drinking his cider, and he looks to you. He seems interested in more what you're going to say than Gothics. I don't think he likes you all of a sudden, Gothics. I meant to say a place to go if you find yourself with that one. Okay. Alright, well that's a good damn roll. Alright, 21. Okay. He looks to you, and he puts his hand out and he goes, this world is full of cruel creatures. You seem to not be one of them, Harmony. Nice to meet you. Accept your offer. Do you want to introduce me to your group? It seems like your friends have already started the party. He reaches over and he shakes your hand. So you're gonna pay, are you actually gonna pay him the 80 gold? Because then he's kind of your hireling too. I mean, I didn't know what we were gonna do. I didn't know if we were even going to talk to him at all. But there's a couple of people in here that are around, so I didn't know who we were gonna. But yes, I shall. Okay, so go ahead and minus 80 off of your thing, Skull. We'll start heading out. He looks to you and he goes, well, I still have my room that I paid for the night, but you guys are willing to rest for the night and head out in the morning, we can head out together. Oh, made a friend. Okay. With that, Pro Gamer Guns, you take 1d6 fire damage as the belly, like a volcano, kind of burps out as you take the shot from your boobs, and all of a sudden you burst out a little bit of fire. You take 6 points of damage. Oh my goodness! As Gothix and Max kind of push away, and whoa! And as that happens, Skull, you kind of see the reflection of the anchored in front of you as lizard folk, Larcow is holding it. Fire burns out the belly. You also start to notice that there's a couple of burn marks on the top ceiling of the tavern, as it seems a lot of people can't really hold their fire brandy. All right. With that, I go up and offer him a hand to help him up to introduce him. Well, you sit up, and you the Larcow, he takes the last of his shot and down the last of the cider. There is no flame that comes out. Lead him over to the group. As you guys walk over, you guys see the camera side to the table view. All of us kind of, I'm laughing, I'm smiling, burping fire, and you bring behind you Larcow. He stands a lot taller than you. He's a pretty big guy. Stands about a good 7 feet tall, 7.5. His armor kind of clanks around you. You bring him up. The rest of the group kind of, we stop all of a sudden. You kind of see me, light smile and a haze in my eyes. I look, oh, you made a new friend. And you kind of chuckle, and you point and you go, guys, this is Larcow. He is a mercenary. I have paid to help us on our journey. He says he kind of knows the area, and he kind of like happens to be as well. And we all kind of look, and all of us kind of like, and none of us have really seen a lizard folk as well. And Pro and Gothix, you see those purple scales, or the purple outline on the black of his scales. The black scaled lizard folk. You see a couple of scars in his teeth, his big axe hanging on his shoulder. He looks pretty big. Looks like a formidable fighter who's been in a couple of battles. Can't exactly tell what kind of fighter he is, but the curiosity in your mind, Skull Gothix, is that you will probably see what kind of fighter he is. Kind of warrior he is in battle. I stand up instantly, not missing a cue, because get met and introduced to me all the time. I walk over to the table and I reach my hand out to Larcow, and I go, welcome, Larcow. If Skullface seems to trust you, and you, I will give it a shot as well. Besides, it's not like we can't defend ourselves. And I kind of pat him on the shoulder, and he kind of like, he accepts the thing, but he doesn't really laugh at my joke, and he stands there very erect. He seems to have taken to you, Skull, pretty well, and I kind of smile and I back away. I'm like, guys, say hi, and guys, do what you do. Otherwise, should we trust him? Gothix, you sit there and you kind of okay. I look at him and okay. So, with that, I say, if there's anything else, I kind of walk up to Larcow, start talking to him a bit. I'm like, yeah, what brings you to this kind of area? Have you lived here a long time? And looks around, it looks to me, and he kind of shoulder looks down towards me. This area, my family grew up in this area long ago, great climate, or the great cataclysm. And I looked to great cataclysm. Let me make a history check here real quick. History, and I don't have it. Roll a 10. That is just enough for the little bit of information. I remember, you guys don't think of this, but I remember what the character does. Otherwise, we can split. We can go to bed. Looking at it, and as map. So you bring him over table. I go back and I actually take over to the right seat. And I lay down, and I move over a little bit just as he actually to stand. We're kind of table. He doesn't sit really close. He hangs over, and we put the map on the table. You tell him our plan. We're following a treasure map. He looks to you and goes, treasure hunters, huh? Goes, we'll see. You say, and then you tell him that it's supposedly the tomb of the Lizard King. Eyes kind of all of a sudden perk up. Lizard King, you say? Hasn't been a Lizard King in a millennia. And that kind of, everybody kind of takes a second to realize that this is even older than what we had just been in. Tomb, very old. Lizard folk are very tribal, very primalistic type of people. But with that, we tell him our plan. If there's anything else you'd like to say, otherwise we bed and crawl. Sure, we'll just get into perhaps before we call it then. Okay. Anything else, you guys? Otherwise, I will let us go. Chris says she finished. Want to break one down?
Yeah.
Want to actually break it down? Down. And what do you want to learn? How to do the firewall spell? It's a level 4 spell. You would know what it is, but you won't be able to cast it. Get to cast it in. I don't know.
So that.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You know how,
okay.
Like, game.
Okay. Okay. So Megara, after she finishes her bath, the rest of us are still talking to Larkau. So I know his name now. Not you don't say human. So Megara, after finishing her bath, she goes back into, and she starts to pull out one of the firewall arrows. Pulls out her tinkering tools, and she starts to tinker with the arrows, and she starts to actually take the risk of taking one apart and breaking it down and learning its components and how to maybe recreate one. I will say you'll need do it to more than one arrow, but this arrow will depend on success, will at least be a success and halfway goal. Okay, so go ahead and roll a tinker's check. Add your proficiency and your dex. So dex plus proficiency is dex plus proficiency, or is it wisdom? Wisdom. It's wisdom. Sorry, not dex. So dex is for like this. Okay, wisdom. Wisdom plus proficiency. Go ahead. What's your wisdom? 4 plus 2, so 6. So 6 plus 11 is 17. All right, that is a success. Write this down. Have one success, learning how they work, and you have 2 fire arrows. Helps me. 1 success. All right, very good roll. Okay, go to bed. I'm sleeping on the. Okay. I paid for a room for you though, you bastards. So you're gonna waste my room money. After doing our talk with Larkau, everybody heads to the. Larkau heads downstairs. You head to your here. Pro, you head to the other. Well, kind of have a choice of where. Gothics. Bed, I come back, or I actually take my bath too. About a good night by the time I'm out. Get home. Joel and Pro, it has been about 2 days since you guys have taken baths. Nothing yet, but I will warn you, you are getting a DM question. Is there any chance I can make Larkow a long-term companion? Honestly, it's not, that is always possible in D&D. It is just what your relationship. But yes, you know, he's a right now your business relationship with him is business. He's a person for hire. The motivations of a mercenary is that as long as I'm getting paid and the pay is worth the danger to my life, we're friends. If that trust grows more, that will become through relationship and say you something to, like, gain that trust. I'm not gonna say any ideas, but you do things to gain his trust more. Then he brings the price down less, or mercenaries, man, depends on the mercenary. Braun, as long as you pay me well, we're friends. you know yeah, but you got to be careful with those people too. They have some. Yeah, you
With
basically tell
double
them,
fucking
hey, if anybody
casting.
offers to kill me, I'll pay you double whatever they're paying you to kill me. Otherwise, everybody good? Everybody go to bed? Question. Hybrid a bird. They're fighting alongside you. Very good. All right. So, good night then, everybody. Gothics, wasting my pay for you. I bathe in the blood of my enemies. God. We'll shoot. So, Gothics, you head out to the roof. If you are sleeping on the roof, go ahead and one level of exhaustion. It was a little more nipplier of a night. A really beautiful night, Gothics. You on the roof. You're kind of angled. You kind of have one of the other parts of the V kind of keep like rolling off your side. Beautiful night above you under the stars. Various birds and creatures at night. Hear a coyote howl at night. Sun rises and you actually find yourself being the first one up, as the sun starts to shine and high. Being as you are on the north side face of the mountain now, there is no mountain covering sunrise as it directly starts to hit you from the top. It's almost warm, and you actually take a second to go to the other side of the roof shade is, and you with that, if anybody else has business up, you come downstairs. A different bartender. You see a male with a slick, greased back hair, long, square jaw, leading to a point more towards the. He says to you, "Oi, good morning, good morning. Hope your rest was good and your baths were warm." Hour was. Take a bath, use to purify the water, and heat it. Oh, that's so cool. I forget you can do that stuff. As the night goes on, Skullface actually goes to see the dirty tub. As he sees the maid coming up the stairs, Aubrey, he looks to her and he goes, "No, no, no, it's all right." And she goes, "What are you talking about? Water is filthy." She comes up to you and she kind of pushes her way past you. She goes, "You want to take a bath in that?" And you look to her and you kind of, without saying a word, you put your hand down and you look and you towards the bath and you snap your fingers and the water gets clean. You snap your fingers again and the water starts to boil to a heat. And she just looks to you, goes, "Well, looks like we're gonna have to hire you to do the baths." She walks away, and door open for take your bath. You rest, head. Silver sleeps well in the tent. The acclimate fur. When I get up, I have bath water. Okay, so you come downstairs as the you ale. What can I get for you? Look to him and you tell him fresh bath water. Oh, right away. Goes into the back and you see largely. Okay, so if there's anything else. I'll rewind, get it going. So buddy, check, double check, raise a hand. Free to leave the town. Okay, guys. Next morning, everybody wake up. You guys, actually, Larcal already outside. Skull Gothics are on the roof. As you're kind of a little more towards the edge, you know, outside and white horse. Rest of slowly. Skull follow Fyra and side we see our cow is ready. Take our money. You go. And he's happy to see you. Tail wagging. Zero comes near the roof. The Gothics actually roof and on the back of Zero. Horses. Burke follows close. Gothics. And we have Larcal following closely behind Gothics. You look down to you. You're kind of we're lazily walking with the horses. How taller you are than Larcal. A mic? Or blah 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 blah. Mouth movie, no talking. Shouldn't be. Mic is. Say it is. Says everything's working. Check if you're not muted. Hear myself. Oh yeah. Is it because I'm cutting out? Hang on. There we go. Okay, there we go. Is it that I'm just cutting out? Can do that. Okay, guys. I would have thought for certain Skull would have went for okay. I was just curious. Every one of them. All right, let's go. Let's get the hell out of here, guys. So we start to head back. It's early in the morning. We are actually I got a good rest. It is about 7 in the morning by the time we start to head out. The dew still clinging to the leaves. Mountains still very dominant to our right. Takes us the better part of more than half the day. It actually gets to almost about 5 o'clock. Summer, still decent, bright type of day. We start to get there. Everybody go ahead and make nature checks. Everybody roll 20 for a nature check right now. Including fucking me. What, since roll with the fucking bot, so 14 for me, let's go. And wow, he's still good though. I did roll a 3. Just looking for a certain number here. Oh, Gothic's rolled a 19. Gothics. All right, so we start to head down the trail. You look at your map, Skull, and you see that the map basically based off of the landscapes and the hills and the shapes that are drawn on the map. It tells you to head towards the Sunderhill mountains to the south now, southwest. We wander in the forest for about an hour. Gothics, as we get to about a little bit over a top of a hill. I need everybody to make dexterity saving throws as the ground starts to crumble beneath you. The horses start to whinny. The land starts to shake, and you feel that your feet are giving out all of a sudden. I need everyone to make dexterity saving throws right now. What'd you get? 12. 13. Nope. You rolled a 7 plus what? What's your dex? Dexterity saving throw?
No.
So 3, so 10. 10. Okay. 11 plus your dexterity. 11, that's 18. Gothics does make it. Alright. The VIP did not change anything, of course. But we have been traveling off of our horses, for the forest has been pretty thick. It slows down our travel time a little bit. The horses trail behind. Larkow holding his horse as well. Now 9. Cow does not make it as well. I want to use my bottom. Well, first of all, I need a dexterity saving throw. This is a... Okay, I'm gonna roll it for you. You rolled a 2. Are you sure? Yeah. If it's not giving it to you, I'll roll it for you just to get it going. 14. I'm rolling this for pro too. Rolled a 5. Okay, so neither you or him save either. Skull, pro, and Larkow too. Fucking A. Okay, so as we're walking, you're looking around. You're looking for some kind of entrance. You're looking for a cave side skull. All of a sudden, you guys hear this crumbling in the ground beneath you. You feel your feet give. Everyone, including the horses, just falls into this ravine inside as the ground gives away beneath us, crumbling down. The horses start to weigh. 3 of the horses fall with us. Larkow horse, me and Megara's horse as well. The animals, Molly, Flaps, Silver needs a dexterity saving throw as well. He rolls a 12 plus his dex is 14, does not pass either. Silver falls in as well. You guys fall into right now, everybody needs to emit light. So, give me a second, guys. 60, or no, 120 for you. You guys all fall on your ass. The 4 of us. We take 2 damage. Everybody takes 2 damage as you fail the dexterity saving throw. Gothics, you grab the side. And you are still outside of the cave. You grab the side of the ledge, and you find yourself grabbing a root, and you see your friends fall below you as everyone yells at the same time, "Wah!" As everybody falls into the what seems to be a hole in the ground. The horses kind of they also take 2 damage as well. Well, if this is the place, that was a rough landing. I want to use my vampire agility to reach the ground safely as well. So go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw, Gothics, as you jump down to see if you land on your feet. Go ahead and roll a 20, my friend. Everybody kind of looks around. You guys see yourselves on the bottom of a tile floor, destroyed stone around you. Skullface, you notice a basket to your left. You notice to your right a door. Pyro, you notice a shut door to your side as well. Molly still flying above as well. Gothics above as well. Max pulls out his Lightbringer. I pull out my Lightbringer and I tell it the word sun. This is a bringer. And I say the magical words, "May Paylor be with you," and the light turns on and emanates 60 feet of light. All right, everybody emanating light. Megara, you pull out your fire, and you also So you see a hallway to the side below you. You see a hallway in front of you. You see a sconce for a torch in front of you as well. But you guys also notice that the torch, the inside it that is on the sconce, is really used up, really burnt, old, and frail. Go ahead and make a intelligence check. Everybody, go ahead and roll an intelligence check, right? Basically, that's what I'm trying to silver and tell him with. But he's to us by us for as long as he sighed. Larkow, as he falls down, God damn it, and he looks to his horse and he goes, "Well, looks like we're in another one, Nelly." And he kind of looks to his horse as the horses are now in the dungeon as well. It seems the 3 horses have fallen down with us this whole. Okay, so you have dark vision too. Alright, everybody got their dark vision on? Yes. Alright, so Gothics, did you make your check? Roll the 5 Gothics. You take, as you try to jump down with your agility, you take 2 damage as well. As you lose your footing and you fall down just short trying to make your spin. No, the Landstriders did. Alright. There you are, my friend. Proper size square. Alright, so what would you guys like to do? Right. 11, got an 11. Or is everyone okay? Skullface, you call out, is everyone okay? Everyone kind of, gets up off their ass. We dust ourselves off. We try to look around. You see a big hole above us. You see the broken tiles below us. This hole's about 40 feet high. Or not. All right. This one? The north? Okay. So you see south? Go south. You want to check this door? No, you just say it. You can, do an investigation check. I don't see that. Okay. Here, objects and tokens. What is this place? Who votes south? Say aye. I use my mage hand to test out the closed door to the north as everyone get back. Alright, so Megara, you start to walk up. And you start to look at the door. Both you and Skullface, go ahead and make perception checks. Roll 20. Rolled a 2. Just fucking do it. EM asks you to make a perception check. You don't question it. Alright, roll an 11. Okay, so you grab the mage hand and you bring it over to the door. The door is locked. You notice with your 14 perception check the burnt out torch on the right side, but you also notice around a basket in the bottom corner. The basket has what looks to be untouched torches. There's spider webs all over them, and there's definitely been some dust gathered. But you notice over here at this basket that there's a couple of other torches here that haven't been used yet. The door to the north of you is locked. There is a door to your south and a gaping hole in front of you. Otherwise, Gothix can pick the lock if he likes to. Yes, he has to roll thieves tool check. He adds his thieves tools like the proficiency in Dex, 5 plus 7. He could roll with thieves tools if he'd like. I wish to replace the burned out torches in the room. Okay. As you do that, you... So you walk over to the old torches, or the you see the bag and or the basket of torches. You bring over the torch to the scounts. As you do that, you replace the torch and you put the new torch in the thing. As you do that, it pushes a mechanism on the bottom, and this door on the north opens up. Okay. What? Secret doors in this dungeon. Is yes, there is. There is secret doors in the dungeon. The door opens in front of you guys. You Skullface. You see a little bit. The hallway opening, what looks to go left and go right. Larskow starts to walk a little more towards center and keep pace with you. He looks to everybody and he goes, "Stay weary, my friends." What would you guys like to do? You have the door to your north that is open, and you still have the door to the south, which you have not tried yet. Okay. Go ahead, roll investigation as you head forward. Yes. It's gonna vary between. Yeah, you're trying to study the floor to make sure it doesn't have any traps on. Well, you already see the floor. You already noticed the floor. You're trying to see if there's any detail in the floor. 19. The floor looks very clear to you as you head up. You notice no traps. You see a open hallway to your left and an open hallway to your right. Megara heads a little more forward. She tells you guys that it looks clear. I follow closely behind. Lascow looks to you, Gothics, and to Pro, and he calls back to Skull, and he goes, "Horses. What are we gonna do about the horses?" I feel the ground 30 feet ahead of me. Okay. So, Skull, which direction are you heading? North or south? I mean, east or west. Sorry. Left or right? I have different traps for investigation. Some are intelligence, too. Some have to be intelligence to get. It's different traps. No, but this is the trap's design is for intelligence or perception or investigation. Different traps. Show you where my source is. Like, it's the design, not the specific of that. You can have different traps for different investigation checks. I didn't know we were going north. I follow the crew. Okay. West, and I tell Larkow that I'm sure they'll be fine. He looks to you, and he walks over. Actually, he kind of scoffs a little bit, and he walks over, and you see him kind of whisper a little bit into the ear of the horse, and pat it on the side. Gothics, you don't understand the language that he speaks to her, but start to fellow as well. I got an notion I should be in front for now. You're also the most squishiest, so if something kills you or something hits you, it's going to kill you most likely. I liked the packing order that Skull was saying earlier in the first plan was me and Fyra, the tanky healthy ones in front, Skull and Pyro in the middle, Gothics and Larkow following behind. Molly is still outside the dungeon. Okay, so you guys start to head left. Skullface putting about 30 feet, putting the mage hand in front of him, trying to feel about, making sure we don't walk on any platforms. You guys get to about what seems to be a little ledge of a stairway. You guys take the stairs two at a time, and you see the hallway move more towards your right. Very dark down the way. You Gothics, you're about one of the only ones that actually sees all the way ahead of us. You guys come out into a bigger opening. You see 4 columns leading to a roof very high above you, about 100 feet. You notice in front of you the path is blocked. You notice an open path to your left and an open path to your right. You can go ahead and roll that check, Pro. So we can go left, or we can go right, or we can go back the way we came. Where do you guys want to go? Throw a vote. Did? Of course they did. You see nothing, Pro. You look around. You see a lot of cobble stone carved out. You see a lot of designs of different types of lizard-type creatures. You see lots of different types of vines and stuff leading through certain cracks in some areas. Since he knows so much. Go.
Skull gets his
Right, right. Okay. So Megara leans over to this Larcow, and she asks him a little bit about his people. And he looks to you, Megara, and he tells you, "My people come from one of the three creator races. The first one known as the Saraka. Um, History tells us that a lot of the main creator races derive from three first races, humans coming later. I am known as lizard folk. The Saraka were the creators of the Yuntai race, the Naga race, and the lizard folk. Basically, your scaly kind," as he kind of tells you. You're basically getting the idea that the lizard folk race actually has been around for a very long time, probably since the creatings of this world. Their ancestry, lizard folk actually stays really close to one of the three creator races. For insight, just yeah, go ahead, roll an insight. Yeah, go ahead and roll your insight. Rolled a 9, 15. You don't see any subtle hints in gestures in his body that suggest that he's lying. You do notice that as he's looking around and saying these things, that this actually seems to come from some knowledge that he actually wanted to learn. For being a fighter, he does seem to have some wisdom behind his words. I say we should split up just for a short time. I do not recommend splitting up. As Gothic says this, I look back to the back of the group and I'm like, no, we are not splitting up, Gothics. We are not splitting up, Kyle. So how does this trait work? Do I have to roll a certain number to find a door? Basically, you get advantage on finding it, but the reason you didn't find anything because there was nothing. Even if you were to roll a 20, you wouldn't have found anything because it was nothing. So how does this trait work? Basically, and you also get advantage, so you roll twice when you're searching for things. So we have left or we have right. We have the left hallway and the right hallway. I'm going to say let's go left. Let's get this moving since we've been standing here for a second. So we start heading to the left. I'm going to roll a perception or check. Skull face. I seem to think I will find nothing. Skull, you putting your the hands, or mage hands in front of you. You guys come. You see another opening to the hallway to the left. You guys notice something reflect. All of you. You see what seems to be a dull reflection coming from the other end of the hallway. As we make our way down, constantly checking, making sure we're not stepping on any pressure plates. Larcow holding the rear along with Gothics. We get closer to this reflecting source. As we come into this big opening, Gothics, Pro, Skull, you notice a mirror in front of us on the other side of the hallway. Let me move. I think my camera is blocking. Guys. Yes, there you go. You guys see a mirror down here on the bottom of the it is not showing much of a reflection though. You just see the light barely reflecting. As we get a lot closer, you notice that the mirror doesn't even reflect us at all. It doesn't reflect anybody. It just has these very light subtleties to its reflection. What do you guys want to do? Maybe it's a door. Maybe it's a door. I back off. Skull's like, I back the fuck up. Screwed this, he says. I'm out. Sorry. All right. I will let you. I'll say you back off. Okay. Bill, you back off. How many feet do you back off? So you basically find yourselves in another room. You see a mirror, but doesn't seem to be a mirror because it's not reflecting as well as it should. I want to check to see if it's a door. All right, Pro. Go ahead and roll a investigation check, and go ahead and roll it with advantage. That's what the Dungeon Delver thing gives you. You get advantage when rolling, so you get to roll twice and take the better roll as you get closer. I call over Silver. Seem to be knowing something that none of us else seem to figure out yet. Rolled a 19. Okay. All right, Pro. As you get closer to this mirror, you step a little bit forward. Everybody kind of stilling back. You walk forward slowly, your heels clicking against the stone floor. As you get closer, the mirror, looking, you see the frame around it. Almost a very simple design, not as intricate as you would expect for the frame of a mirror. As you get closer, all of a sudden, the mirror just goes to black and fades, and then you see these teeth form around the bottom sides of the mirror. Everybody go ahead and roll initiative as this creature starts to form on the floor, and as these teeth come and form. You are not surprised because you rolled and passed the check, but a creature appears in front of us, and nobody knows what it is. Mm-hmm. Okay. X. And 5. Wow, I just rolled like shit. Did we what? Did you charge your bow? I think you have 5 charges, or... No. You only gain a total of 6 charges, I think, but you can roll as many until you fill that up, but it doesn't break if it hits like a certain, like, use.
Roll every...
Oh. No, you gain 5, or you can roll that much, and you can only hold a total of however many it says. So it's like how the wand says if you roll a 1 that it breaks. It doesn't do that. Wow, everybody rolled like shit. What did you roll? Alright, I got something out of my bag. Okay. Go ahead and roll a 1d10. 2. No, he's going to on his... That's true. That'll be an action on your turn. When you do that. Well, no, I'm gonna say that right now, that it'll count as the 10, but that is an action on your turn. I will say. You can decide to not make that your turn if it comes to your turn later if you like, but I will take the 10. Pick that up. Okay, so looks like Pyro, you are up first. 2, 3, 4, 5. There's Gothix. What did Gothix roll? Rolled a 3.
Fucking bad.
Bad as fuck too.
So.
But 3 plus his initiative is still 8. He's right under you. Rolled fucking horrible. It is not, because I want it to fucking roll good. You want it to roll good. Alright. In front of you. This creature, its mouth has many eyes. You see in front of you its scaly tongue. What? Category? It doesn't? You have a spell attack bonus. Oh, you mean... Yeah, your spell attack bonus. What's your spell attack bonus? What is your plus when you attack with spells? No, it's like what you attack with spells. So, charisma is your spell. Let me see your paper. You have a plus something. It's right there in your fireball. What is it plus? What's its plus?
Fireball has a...
That's what your spell attack bonus is. +7. That doesn't damage. It's to hit. It's attack. It's not its damage.
Okay.
To attack.
I don't have that.
No. 19 does hit. Okay, so Megara, being first in initiative, shoots her chromatic orb. Go ahead and roll your damage. Level 2, so that is 48. Okay. Megara starts to get this fireball growing. Jesus Christ. You see Megara quickly in front of you, Megara shoots her chromatic orb. Huge fireball comes flying towards you don't know that yet. I know, right? I'm gonna have to start getting on you about that. Is it? Flurry? Looking at my computer. Anyway, all right. So,
Skull, you've straight up told me though that you fought or you died by an...
Your discussion, your description gave a sketchy vibe. Okay, so the fireball comes flying towards the creature. You see it consumed, and one of its eyeballs close as the many little eye ones start to blink. It takes 22 damage. Who is up next? Gothix, you are up next. Why does my screen look perfectly clear right here on the TV? Look. Well, I can't. Yeah. Yeah. Is Gothix here? Okay, so Gothix doesn't answer, then I'm about to go. Alright, want to wake up to Max Mal wants to walk up to the creature and shoot it with my saber guns in 2 of its eyes, point blank. Alright, go ahead and attack. Roll 20. Honestly, when you declare attack, go ahead and just roll your attack. You don't have unless you specifically are doing something crazy fancy, but when it's just a normal attack, it's like, yeah, just go ahead and roll your 20 for the attack. It'll be okay. All right, first one. Wow. Damn. Okay, 7, 8, 9, 5 plus 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wow, the first one hits, or the first one hits Gothics as you move up your movement speed up to the Gothic's point, or up to the Mimic point blank. You move up to about a little bit right here. You point, and you all of a sudden the Mimic's tongue kind of smacks your gun to the side as you, and then your first shot makes it. Your second shot gets knocked to the side as you deal how much, roll your damage for your first hit. 1d8, I believe. After Gothics, it'll be Max. After Max, it's Larcal. 8, 13. Very good. The 13. Let's see here. Okay. Max. Seeing Gothics start to shoot the creature. Roll up. Attack. Oh, swear to God. I move up for a strike as well. I move around pro. Let's see here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I get over to the side. I move in with the one strike and hit him for 8 damage. Larcal is up. He comes running. He says to you, Skull, he goes, "This is what you paid me for." And he comes running up, grabs his great axe and rolls. He uses his bonus action. You see him all of a sudden next to you, Skull, as the purple becomes way more defined in his thing. He now rages and he attacks with a frenzied rage. He's a barbarian. He rolls the friendly, gets advantage on his attack, moves in, strikes. Sorry, I'm getting excited for my first creature I created. He rolls an 11 plus 5 is 16 motherfucking damage. Jesus Christ. He comes running up, fucking, he makes it to the front of the group, and he deals 12 fucking damage. You see the axe come down and kind of split the creature in half. You see its image start to flicker a little bit as it can't really seem to keep its shape. This thing rolled fucking horrible, and it takes 12 damage. All right, next is Pro and the Skull Face. This Pro. Anything else? Oh, fuck. My fault. Pro, as everybody rushes towards it, Pro, Max, Larcal, I need you to roll a 20. I use the talent to stab the beast and throat, and then dash action to move back 20 feet. Very good. Okay, so Max needs to make a strength check as I hit the creature. 6 plus my DC 13. Sorry, I did something. Here we go. Okay, so 6 plus my strength of 5, I fail. As I strike the creature, all of a sudden, I try to pull off and I can't pull my sword. I let go. My sword is attached to this creature. Larcal, in quick succession, I go, "Wait!" And Larcal strikes down, doing his 20 damage. He also gets his great axe stuck inside the creature as it kind of forms around the pseudopod. Before we can even miss a beat, Pro Gamer Guns comes rolling up. 9 plus thing. Hit. Roll damage. That's what I forgot. 7 damage. As you do that 7 damage, go ahead and roll another 20. Oh, you did. Oh, okay, another 20. 20. Rolled a 7 plus her 6. She's doing. You're not. Are you doing your Talon? Talon is a plus 6. Yeah, Talon is a plus 6. And she rolled a 12, huh? Plus her strength. You pass. As your talon comes into the creature, you see everyone else's weapons stuck to it, and you pull his mind, and you put your little, foot to the ground, and you pull out your sword as you pull out your sword, and you deal 7 damage. The creature is starting to wane and does not look too good. Skull, you're up. Your allies are in front of the creature, and in front of it, you're going to have to get to the side. I charge with and attack with my axe and let it go call my axe back to me. Okay, so skull face, you roll a 4, 11. That is a miss. Skull, you come running 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Alright, you want to back up 20 feet? 5, 10, 20, that's good. 5, 10. About 20 feet is over here. 20 feet, right here. You back up. Skull, you go ahead and roll another 20. Oh, wait, yeah, because of the thing. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, I will say, yeah. All right, so you don't even attempt to. The axe pulls away and back into your hand. Okay. After that, the mimic goes, or the creature. God damn it. All right, here we go. It is going to. All right. Okay. So it is going to hit towards Larcal. He misses Larcal. That is the only action it can do. It reaches out. You see its form and one of its tentacles kind of fly out towards Larcal. Larcal, dodges the tentacle in the last second. No problem. It is Pyro's turn. You're up. Fire missiles. All right, 4. Wow, 3. Megara, you do your fire missiles, and 4 little missiles, or 3 little missiles appear as they circle in your hand, and they fly towards the creature. The creature, all of a sudden, you see the fire go inside the creature as it starts to take flame, and the creature completely ignites and combusts. You see the creature start to as it disintegrates and melts into a muddy pool. The weapons fall down to the side. It melts, kind of. It's a gross pseudopod, the slimy pseudopod kind of creature. It falls down onto a puddle on the ground, and the last of the squeaks you hear. Good job beating our first mimic. Little bastard rolled a 2 on his initiative roll. That was horrible. Alright, guys. Well, it is 10:30. If you guys want to call it and pick up later, and getting late. It turned into a puddle on the ground. It is this slimy black puddle on the ground that you see in front of you. You do see no distinction of eyes or physical attribute. Nothing distinguishing. All right. Go ahead and make an investigation check, everybody. Take that 10 for the bag. I'll take a sample of it. Okay. All right, sounds good. I actually hand you the beaker, Gothics, as we do not have an alchemy kit, but I come up kind of fooling around the puddle a little bit, and I'm like, here, and I give you this little beaker, and I'm like, here, go ahead. So write that down, Gothics, a beaker of um, what's pseudoplasm. Big word. Pseudoplasm. It is spelled Pseudoplasm. Pseudoplasm. Mimic pseudoplasm. All right. Okay. Go ahead and write that down. All right. So as we look around, there's some various things around. You notice a couple of pieces of like skull and body fragments. From Pro Gamer Guns, you find 4 gold lying on the ground. We start to head back north. Gothics, you find about another 10 gold in a corner. Megara, you search around, you find another 6 gold in the form of a silver goblet. Pro Gamer or Larcow also searches around and finds a gold ring of about 10 gold. And Skull gets something out of his bag. That is a 10. Skull. Alright, so we keep heading north. Head back. You got a 10. See what 10 gets you. Wand of the Centipede. So you reach into your bag and you pull out a sharp stick. The stick has a bunch of little legs attached to it that kind of wiggle at the same time, resembling a centipede. This wand is crafted from dark wood and carved to appear finely segmented. While holding it, you can use an action to speak its command word, transforming it into a giant centipede. The creature acts on its own initiative and count and follows your mental commands. The wand returns to its normal form when you use a bonus action to speak the command word again. Here you go. I will copy that. Can't whisper through here. I hate that. Oh, I can't. Oh. Oh. Whisper. Command word is Sarkath. Oh. All right, guys. So let's keep it going then. So we start heading up north. Max finds 6 gold as well. Write these down. Megara, you found yours too. Found a goblet in the form of 4 gold. 6 gold. Oh. Grab something. Bag. Okay, so you got that. It's a wand that turns into a centipede. Okay. All right, so let's start to head. We start to head back north, which way we came. All right, so we get to that same opening that we were at last time. To our left is north, and north way. It is blocked. To our right, we have a opening, and we have the south, the way it came from. What would you guys like to do? South or right? Which way do you guys want to go? North is blocked off. I just said that. North is blocked off. You have right or south. Suffice it to say, you do see a little light emanating from the right. It is a long hallway, but you definitely notice that light source coming from the right. Oh. It's like it's charged or dead. South. I will Gothics, I need a tiebreaker, man. Right, okay. Alright, so right. Okay, so got cowgirl. Votes right as well. You don't know. I know more.
I know.
Okay, so as we're going right, everybody still is keeping an eye out. Okay, so everyone's still keeping an eye out for their like watching. You know, Skullface still doing the mage hand. I'm going to do it this way because faster. So as we're going, you guys start to notice the light source getting better. It's kind of obscured. You kind of see cracks of light, but you see what seems to be light at the end of the hallway. Your focus growing on the end of the hallway. As we get closer, you start to hear what sounds like chink, as all of a sudden scythe blades come outside the sides of the walls. Being as that everybody has stated that they are paying attention and keeping to investigate, things will have disadvantage when attacking you. The first one comes out to what looks to be Larkow. Larkow, it rolls a 19 and a 20, taking... that. There it is. All right. Everybody go ahead and or never mind. So plus 7, 10. Okay. Rolling 1d10. Okay. So, the first blade comes out. Everybody has advantage on their dodges. So, 2. Larkow takes 2 damage. Let's see. For this is for Skull. 16. Jesus. Skull, you also take as these blades come out. You dodge them. You see them coming as best you can. They have disadvantage on attacking you. Rolls are not rolls. 10. It takes 6 damage. Pro Gamer guns you as well. Fuck, this thing is rolling really well. Also take Pro, Skull, you take 6 damage. Pro, you take 3 damage. The things have disadvantage on hitting you. Max as well. 16, 5. Okay, so they took that one to know. 9, 4. Okay, silver's good. 15, 11 plus 11 plus 6, 17. Megara, you take 10 damage as well as rolled, or you take 1 damage as well. And Gothix, the last one, 13, 10. All right, plus this 16. You dodge as well. Everybody, you guys, as you guys are walking, a pressure plate goes off, and all these blades come out of the sides of the walls as they almost strike you down. Got Skull, you move to the side. You just take a little cut on the side of your chest. Megara, Spyra as well, and Silver dodges in the last second along with Gothix, but Spyra or Megara also takes 1 damage as well. You guys push forward, and you notice that as you guys go forward, that the light starts to get more clear, and you push out, and you actually find that you have found. Drum roll, please. You find yourself coming out. The light starts to emanate. You push through. You cut a little bit of the brush from around you, but you guys actually find yourselves finding their way out. You find the entrance just off to the right side, not too far from where you guys fell in. You guys actually find the exit to the dungeon right now. I mean, it's not over, but you guys happen to find your way towards the other exit of the cave. We can go back in, or we can, do something else, or we can go get the horses, lead them out. It's your choice. Megara says we should leave the boats for leading the horses out, and then going back in to explore. It's not over. You just found you happened to find the pathway you guys took you to the exit. You guys went in through you guys fell in through the roof. There were basically a couple of ways to enter this dungeon. You guys happened to find the way that falling in. There was a couple of ways to get in, a couple of ways to get out. This is one of the ways to get out. The other way, you don't know yet. You did find the entrance to the tomb, the walking entrance. The scything blades are still there. Let's get the horses out. I say we camp here for the night, go back in, and go north next. Let's go back and go north. North where? Like, just
Okay.
up the cave.
Like left.
Yeah, and I said that again. That north is blocked off and destroyed. If you remember, yeah, north is the way that you guys were going. I will show you again. The third time that north is blocked off right here. It is caved in right here. You see that? It is caved off right here. The north. You can head back south the way we came, or you guys can head right through. Depends on where you guys want to go. But I'd say, yeah, get the horses out is a pretty good idea. Very humanity. Go back and get the horses and pick up next. Okay. All right. So we head back into the cave. Okay. We kind of cut some brush around. You kind of make a couple of markings. You know, maybe something a little easier to get out. And we start to head back. Now, you guys know the blades are there. You're not exactly sure how to disable them. So go ahead and make an intelligence check. I need a 15 from somebody. Everybody make an intelligence check right now. Just plain intelligence. Plus what? What's your intelligence? Nothing. Disagree. Yeah, we'll probably call it, and we can go get our horses then. We just have this trap to get through. Moobot gave you a 20. Okay, pro. So, everybody sits there kind of trying to figure things out and how to disable this this trap. As you get closer, you notice that the floor has these pressure plates, right? But you also notice that there is a lever on the far north side of um, the hallway. Something we had not noticed before walking the opposite direction. You can make it over there, but you're going to have to make some dexterity saving throws. You can get advantage on it, but you're gonna have to try and dodge these blades and get over back to the other side and pull the lever that we missed on our first time through. I gotta get up in 4 hours. Okay, maybe we should call it now then. It is 10:58. I'm okay with that. If anything, like I was ready for us to reach the bottom of the darn thing. So, there isn't much more for me left to prepare, but maybe smooth things out a little bit or memorize how to do the traps before we get into them. I have everything set up, but sometimes it's hard to remember everything things do. The mimic having the grappling thing for one was that when you touch it with the things, stuff gets to it. I suggest a discrete compass. Well, basically north, south. North is up, south is down, east is opposite camera. Cardinal directions. So north is up, south is down. Your west is to your left side. I know the camera is opposite, so left side, because this is your guys' left. This is my right. But left, right, up, down. I can put one there. Not a problem. Never eat soggy waffles. There you go. North, east, southwest. Never eat sour watermelon. Funny. All right, so if you, okay, so roll to 20, Gothic. Okay, so you got your investigation. You basically start rolling again, Pro. We're waiting on you. If you want to get this lever, I need you to roll 20 twice. Dexterity saving throws to dodge the first trap. There's 2 of them. You have to do it twice. You might as well roll 4 times. Good luck with that. That's why I kind of want to do it myself sometimes when it comes to this, because I could just get it rolling. So 15, 2, pass. See, you would have passed. Might have to start doing that if you guys are okay with that. Is just like start doing it myself so we can get it rolling. Like for certain things, I would let you roll, but other times I would roll myself just to get it going. You know what I mean? So we're not sitting there figuring it out. You would have passed if I rolled for you. You guys rolling really well. Loaded dice do that. Shut up. Just for certain things, like I would make you guys roll, but for certain things I would just be like, here, I'll roll just to get it going. Yeah, you roll your attack, you roll your hits, but like certain things like this in the map, so I can just get it going, because half the time we're sitting there waiting to figure out what we're gonna do, or if that person remembers they need to roll or something. Anything to make it go faster sometimes, because it does slow down there. All right, so Pro rolled a 9. I'm looking for 15 on the DC. Athletics or acrobatics is 9. Look at that. You have a +6 in your acrobatics. That's 15. You start to make it your way a little bit, trying to avoid the pressure plate, but yet somehow the trap is still triggered, and it comes out. You dodge the first one. Let's just do it here. So 1, 4 with advantage. 20. Look at that. You roll a quit. The second one came out. The other sword, you kind of do this matrix move as one of the scythe blades comes out, slides above you, almost snips one of your hairs. Everybody looks in awe as you get over to their side, and you flip the switch. Yeah. Boop. All right. You look back, and the traps has been disabled. It's funny because you guys came the opposite way. I would have expected. You guys happen to come this way. Okay, so where'd everybody just go? All right, so. Cool, let's take the lever with us. Pro Gamer Guns reaches over to the lever and smashes and grabs it and yanks it out of the damn wall. Larkow, kind of still hissing, looks around and might have gone into something more than I bargained for. It's crazy. Okay, we make it back. We turn the corner to see our horses illuminating in the light, their eyes reflecting our torches, or Megara's torch hands. We grab everybody that we can, and we lead our horses outside as we kind of lead them through the hallways. These horses kind of, looking around, very weary. You see the horses kind of Nelly, the Larkows horse is kind of paying attention and looking about and kind of whinnying every once in a while. And Larkow kind of, whispers into her ear. You hear her speaking. Megara, you actually are closer to him this time, and you hear him speaking Draconic, actually, to the horse. Lizard's folk speak Draconic. You hear him whispering such things as, "It's okay, my love. It'll be all right. Need to fear. We'll keep you safe." Things like that. Yeah, you don't. She doesn't let on that she understands. She just lets him speak to, his to her and head out. All right, we make it. We don't have to worry about these traps anymore. Open Forest 3, where are you? Okay, so we hitch up our horses. We get everybody's horses out. We actually get the rest of them. Um, Molly is not too far over here, and you whistle out for Molly, Pro, and Molly hears your whistle. Gothics as well. You let out your call for 0. All right, guys. Okay, guys. So. Okay, guys. So we make our way back. Back down the hallway, we find ourselves the option to head south or the option to head to the right. That'll take a couple of hours in game. I don't recommend it for Larkow is paid by the hour. No, not by the hour, but by the duty. But I would not recommend it as Max, as the DM. It'll take about an hour or two, and that's if you get your training. So it'll take about 3 hours of training time to do that. And we are in the middle of a dungeon roll right now. Early, so I'll go be the next week. My apologies. All right, let's just call it right now then. Since Gothix has got to go to bed, I say we pick it up here. It is 11:08. We did good. We got pretty far in. We're not pretty far. We didn't get that far, but we got a lot done though. We well, it wasn't even a town. It was an inn, but that stuff is distracting. Inns always take forever for us. My fault. I give them too much depth. But I like inns. I like sitting at taverns with my friends, drinking and talking about our adventures, getting to meet people. And look, we met Larkow. What's that? Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, I say good job, everybody. We should pick it up next week. Yeah, it's 1 a.m. All right, guys. Well, I love you very much. I think we did pretty good. I hope you guys had fun. I'm still getting traps and stuff down right and how things kind of work, you know, with that. Like, these are all kind of new to me still, like how these traps work. The Wave Echo dungeon didn't have any traps, really. It was all creatures and stuff like that. This dungeon has even a more complex types of traps too. That it's just I'm trying to figure out how to make it that it's actually not just, oh, we pass it, you know, eventually. It's like we can fail it, and I'm trying to learn how that works better. So it's not just, okay, we just get through it gradually. Then no, we actually might get blocked off and you can't go back. So you guys have a good night. Get some rest. It was awesome hanging out with you. Thank you so much to everybody else who hiding in the shadows. I hope you all had a good night. Thank you again, Pro, for the sub. I'm sorry it didn't give you the year hat, which is kind of messed up. But you guys have those shiny new VIP things. I thought that would actually maybe make the Moobot nicer to you, but I didn't know. You guys have a good night. I will be on tomorrow for sure. We'll be playing maybe some Skyrim or something. Anime Lover, you have a good night. Thank you so much for hiding in the shadows with us. Everybody, give some love to Anime Lover. She's been awesome. She's actually been lurking for me and stuff like that. And we've been working together, collabosing. You'll be seeing... she's not streaming right now, are you? Let's see. Let's see. Maybe we can go raid with it. Okay, you're not. But I would like to. We'll have to work on some timing together. Alright, you guys. You guys have a good night. Good luck. And good morrow, my friends. Stay ever vigilant, for the night is dark and full of terrors. Juju, you have a good night as well, man. Thanks for chilling with us. I know it gets a little slow there once in a while. I'm kind of learning how to get everything faster a little bit. Like, this is my first time DMing, so I'll practice. Good night, everybody. Good night, Blue. You too, man. Oh, you guys are too nice. The banquet hall, as everybody closes off the image, everybody say good night. I will give us some iridium too. Let's do a little bonus since everybody was so awesome today. Boom, 500 iridium to everybody. Yes, we will have to probably talk about that again on we probably should start messaging each other more. It's hard to do it sometimes during the stream. But basically you need to pick the 3 cantrips and the 2 level 1 spells that you want to do. I believe that's what you start with, is 3 2 cantrips and 3 spells. Fuck you, computer. Yeah. Alright, well, we'll do that later because it's not going to pull up right now. Alright, good night, Pro. Message me. I will message you again on what the specifics you need, okay?